Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird, and today I am doing something really awesome. I get to do it every now and again here on the channel. I get to interview another awesome YouTube creator. This one isn't strictly horror, although he does appear on a lot of different horror channels, and as you can see by my shirt, I'm pretty excited to talk to this guy because I know what a huge fan of the Halloween franchise he is. You know, you gotta be super excited. Oh, shoot, you know what? I think that might, you know what, hang on, sorry, let me just check something real quick. That's not you, that's Lee, isn't it? Okay, my bad. Okay, let me start again real quick. Guys, I'm really excited. I've got a guy here who I'm actually thinking about starting to emulate because his green screen introductions to his reviews are so freaking amazing. I cannot... Oh shit, I did it again, didn't I? That's Cody, isn't it? God damn it. What is going on? Did I just... Oh, I see what... Okay, I kind of wrote the notes on the same... Okay. I remember my first question now. So why do you always feel the need to like yell in every single one of your videos, no matter what? It's always some kind of rant. Why? And I'm just realizing that's Andrew Becker. I'm sorry. Can you remind me who are you again, Cee Pee?
I'm Cee Pee. There's nothing that sticks out about me as far as your memory would be concerned.
Wait, so... you're Emily's husband, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Emily's Adventures in Horrorland's husband,
right.
Cee Pee. Right. Okay. I think I've got. There's your logo right there. Okay, guys. Sorry. Not sure if that's going to even stay in this interview or not, but guys, I'm here talking to Cee Pee from Will I Like It Reviews. He's a big, I'm a big fan of his, I should say. He's a big fan of killer flicks, and one of the reasons that I am a big fan of killer flicks. So I am here talking to him today like I have done so with Lee and with Cody. Cee Pee here is sort of my completion of the triumvirate of the gentleman from Killer Flicks that I have wanted to interview, although it's taken me a little bit longer than I wanted to talk to Cee Pee here. So
you could also call me the other guy. I actually affectionately am known as the other guy. Lee, Cody, and the other guy.
Well, I know you as more than that. I've actually become a big fan of your work, Cee Pee.
And I'm a fan of yours.
Oh, thank you so much. But no, I enjoy your content for a variety of reasons, and so that's part of why. Actually, one of the reasons why way back when. I think you said 7 months ago when I first brought up the idea.
I don't know if it was the full 7, but sure.
But basically, one of the reasons why I was so keen to talk to you was because I can't remember what you jumped on or what I jumped on.
I'm sorry. Hold that thought.
Sure.
I don't know. What broke? What broke? Just Band-Aids. You need a nap, a towel. Should I stop? Are you bleeding?
No. Well, yes, but I'm good.
No, dude, go take care of her. It's cool.
She comes in and she says, "Do we have any wipes?" And I'm like, "Wipes? We don't have any wipes." She goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm just trying to figure out because I stepped on some glass in the kitchen." I'm like, "What?"
I severed an artery. No big deal, sweetheart. Get back to your interview.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. She says she's got it.
No problem. So
this will be good for the police when she dies of a blood loss in the kitchen, and I'm here just dope-de-dope.
You're now liable. I tell you what, man. That's just one reason why you should keep wipes on you. The other reason being, why aren't you fully cleaning your ass, Cee Pee?
Yeah. You're right. Comes out of me like a sausage packet.
Really? It comes out in little segments.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and it ties itself off, and
that's awesome. That's like my cat.
Kind of like lubricated too.
So yeah, Cee Pee, I wanted to talk to you for a while, and again, a part of the reason why was because I can't remember what my first interaction with you was. It was on one of the streams of some kind, but you really made me laugh, and I really appreciated this sense of humor that you brought to it, and you've maintained that over the time that I've the relatively short amount of time that I've known you. But it's always refreshing and nice, and it's never come off as mean-spirited and stuff like that. So, at least to me, you know, maybe not to other people.
I miss every now and again, sure.
But you know, it's always been fun, you know, having you around and to converse with back and forth. So I'm glad I finally get to do this interview. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna do it in slightly a different order than I normally do my interviews. But let me start with what first got you into doing YouTube?
Oh, so I guess I'll answer with a bit of a, I think, well, never mind. I'm a performer, I'm an entertainer, I'm a stand-up comedian. And for about, almost 18 years off and on now, I've been doing it. And I fell into a deep depression a couple of years back. My father committed suicide. Don't mean to get so dark and personal, but I just fell into a big rut, and I stopped doing comedy. I stopped doing all this other stuff. And a bunch of people around me knew how much I loved movies. And they said, well, you know, you don't have to go out to comedy clubs to, you know, to kind of get yourself out there and get the creativity buzz going. Why don't you just talk about movies on camera, and then, you know, you can edit it and control it and throw it out there. And I did. I started doing it, you know, just exclusively Will I Like It style movie reviews, where it wasn't about my opinion so much as it was just, all right, no matter, you know, if it's The Room or Citizen Kane, let me try to figure out who would like it. You know, if you like The Room, you'll probably like blank, or, you know, some sort of niche to it without focusing on my opinion or whether or not it was good or bad. And that was what I was doing for a while, and then you know, once the personal stuff kind of subsided and I wasn't as depressed, I started doing more comedy-based stuff, and at this stage my channel is just a mess. There's just so many different things that's going on my channel. Like I hate that I still have it as Will I Like It reviews, because people are like, this has nothing to do with reviews, and I'm like, yeah, I have nothing for you. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's actually kind of leads into my follow-up question. Like, for people that can click the link in the description box to go subscribe to you, what can they expect when they go to find your channel now? Like, I know chaos, but what is contained there within? There are some regularities that they can expect.
Right. So people have been asking me to do more stuff from my stand-up set, which I have been slowly letting out there. That I don't record myself as much if I'm not performing near home, because like I'm not going to bring a camera setup if I'm going to Scranton, Pennsylvania. So I don't have many videos of my set, but you know, when I do a recorded performance, I'll try to put something out there. There's the horror stuff. There's a series of videos I do called Savage Cinema, which is a look. It's a sort of a review, but I try to take a comedic look somehow at whatever video I'm doing. And lately I've been doing Why Would Somebody Like That, or Who Would Like That, which is a series on some notorious films like Salo, Martyrs, Irreversible. The infamous Serbian film is coming up next. Mm-hmm. So it's just a series of, again, another comedic look. You know, it's a review, but it's I get to be a little cute and funny with some of the stuff. Like, I literally on the Irreversible review, I had a comment, and the guy was like, the two movies that you listed came out 10 years before the thing that you were talking about. I'm like, yeah, welcome to comedy. That was done on purpose. That's satire. So
always fun to have to explain.
Yeah. The actually comments they're the best, especially when you're being satirical. It's just like, dude, just.
That I understand right now that the millennials' response to that is whoosh.
Oh, really?
Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah,
no, I'm a little old.
Put in whoosh, and what that means is it went right over your head.
Oh, okay.
That's their subtle way of saying my joke went over your head.
Sweet.
And there's like whooshception in comment threads now, because everyone's so fucking sarcastic that they're like, actually that was a joke. Actually that was a joke, and it's like whoosh, whoosh back,
right.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's like, oh my god, enough. But
do you know what I think? Like, since they've done all these things with emojis and putting an animated GIF on, they should create a tone type, like a way to make your text, anything that you type, it should be in a different kind of tone to let people know that you're being sarcastic or something.
A different font style. Like,
right,
you know,
exactly.
yeah.
Like I know the words look serious, but I'm being a dick. Like, you know, I'm not being serious. Just relax.
Yeah, that actually would be really interesting to see. Why hasn't anyone done that yet? That seems like it would just be a creation of a few different font styles, and that would be it.
Yeah, like get on that. What the hell? Well, algorithm.
Now, do you let me ask, do you foresee yourself continuing the channel as is, or are you thinking about trying to focus it down more and get it like on more of a set schedule, or are you okay with the chaos, as you call it? What do you think?
Oh, you see, you know what? I don't know. It just depends. Like I get tired. Like I was doing new movie reviews like for a while, because kind of the neat thing about being so close to New York is we have screeners that are quite early, and the studios will, if as long as you don't shit on their movie, they'll pass your video around. So like that, like I'm trying not to be a whore about it, but it just depends on what direction I feel like, because I've stopped doing new reviews for about 3 or 4 months now, and I've been more focused on some of this obscure stuff, these movies that people don't watch for certain reasons, and I'm trying to have fun with that. Like I don't know. I'm trying to have fun. Like I'm not trying to make it a business. If it becomes a business, that's fine. My business is comedy. So oddly enough, if I can have fun doing the thing that, it's just strange explaining it like that, but you know, it should be an easy segue for me to just do comedy stuff on a channel. But you know, I just separate work from play, and believe it or not, YouTube is actually play for me. So it's
you don't always want to gravitate towards comedy for your play time.
Right. So, yeah, sometimes I just want to talk about how awesome Inception is. Like I don't know. It's whatever I'm feeling that week. Emily is the one that if I could, I'd stop and just produce her channel.
Well, what do you do as far as your comedy goes? How often are you out there performing and stuff? Is that your day job, or do you have a day job as well?
Yes, that is what I do for a living.
That's awesome.
Lately, I've taken a break due to health reasons.
Sure.
I have something going on with my lungs, but you know, once I get myself fixed up, I'm going right back to it. So, yeah, it's technically 3 days on, 4 days off, or if I'm traveling far enough, it's usually 4 days on, 3 days off, and it's not much. If I'm being honest, it's not much work.
You know, we have 3 different comedy clubs out here.
Oh, do you?
That could make for a weekend.
Improv.
Yeah, Tempe
Sure.
Improv, Stand Up Live. Stand Up Live is huge, and it's run by the people that used to run the Tempe Improv. So it's I believe that's how it went down. But yeah, Stand Up Live and Tempe Improv are both really big, so you could probably get away with doing a day or two at each and spend a weekend. And if you did, you certainly wouldn't have to pay for a hotel room or anything. So.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
usually the club puts you up, but
okay,
I appreciate
cool.
it.
Well,
it would be nice hanging out with people that I know, rather than sitting.
Well, we could get you around at the very least. But okay,
sure.
So now, do you foresee yourself doing your channel for the foreseeable future, or do you think it's like a limited time thing?
Yeah. It's what keeps me sane. I mean, to be selfish, I do it for me more than I do it for anybody else, which is another reason why I don't really give into some of the trends on YouTube. Like you'll see things like, and that's me having fun. Like I did a reaction. I don't do reaction videos. I did a Halloween reaction video. My thumbnail should tell you everything you know about how serious you should take that review or reaction, should I say. And I'm making one of these cross-eyed screaming faces.
It's one of my favorite thumbnails of yours.
Yeah, at no point do I make that face in that video, but it's just, you know, all right, let's have some fun here. I did a video that got quite a lot of views. I think it had like 17,000 views, where I made fun of Star Wars fans with the first time the Force Awakens video came out, and I had a lisp, and I was in character, and it was just this typical Star Wars dweeb. But the second that Finn came on screen, he got a little perplexed, because he doesn't like the fact that there's a black stormtrooper in Star Wars.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah,
that could be a fun character.
That was parody. Yeah, I should do more of him. Just somebody who has a certain view, but they're a fan of something.
Why not? I mean, there's so many Marvel movies and everything that you could do it on now.
Yeah, and this latest thing that you know that Hollywood's trying to shove a certain agenda down our throat. It's just like, dude, relax. Just enjoy the characters. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, can I curse? I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We're on the internet. In case you didn't know.
Well, I can stream. You can't, and I
yeah, that's not why, motherfucker. All right, give me 1 second here. I gotta blow my nose.
Okay. Who's my nose?
I had a little mini allergy attack, and my eyes got all fucking watery for a second there. Ugh. All right, now let me get a pause so I know to edit. No, we're doing it right now.
Okay.
All right. 1 second, I'm taking a little dressing.
Well, in that case. Love that bleach.
So tell me, Cee Pee, what are some of the favorite episodes that you've made on your channel? Yep, put you on the spot.
Yeah, my Savage Cinema review of Jeepers Creepers 2 is a lot of fun for me because I make a note to point out the gay undertones.
Okay.
Victor Salva is quite an interesting character.
Yeah,
to say the very least. The stuff that I do roasts of people. That's where another one where I kind of blend my comedy style over into the YouTube world. Where every now and again I'll Lee from Drum Dums hit a milestone. I said, you know what, I'm gonna say congratulations in my way. And I did a roast of him and Cody Leach because they both hit 10K around the same time. So that was fun. The stuff I'm doing lately, only because it's fresh in my head. This covering these infamous movies, I'm really kind of having fun with. It's not out yet, but maybe it'll be out by the time this video is up. The thing I'm doing for Sallow is I have the song Scatman play for the intro, and
nice.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you're just gonna be like, "Why is that song?"
I can imagine. I haven't seen the movie, but I can imagine why that song might be playing.
If you know what scat is,
it's pretty self-explanatory.
Right? You would think. I hope so. Sometimes I do things and it just goes over heads, and you're just like, "Oh man, I put so much effort into that."
Well, do you have ideas for episodes that you haven't done yet that you kind of have ambitions to do, whether they be bigger than normal or just a series that you've been tempted to do you just haven't gotten around to? Well,
you see, you know what, Lee and I Drum Dums used to do a series called Horror Needs a Hero.
Name drop, excuse me.
Yeah. That actually is a name drop. That's a celebrity in this group. And we would just talk about how horror was what comic book movies are now. Like you had a new Jason movie, a new Michael Myers movie, a new Freddy movie, like every year, and that was the dominance of or at least mainstream horror. That the dominance was that 80s period, and so the whole message of that series was, we need horror to be like what Marvel is now, and trying to figure out what is keeping it from being so prominent. But lately, since we started that stuff, like the It remake was a big deal. Quiet Place was a big deal. So maybe we just did our job and and Hollywood listened. I don't think it's that, but
I doubt it. But one can hope.
Wait, you broke up on me. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? Okay. Can you let me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Hang on. Let me unplug and plug back in.
Sort of. You have the Audio Technica 2020, don't you?
I do, yeah.
That's the exact one I have. I know that problem that you have. That yeah.
How is it now? Same?
It's better. It sounds a little foggy now, though.
God damn it. Let me try.
Oh no, you better now.
Better now? Better now?
Yep.
Okay.
What was the last thing you said?
I can't remember. All right, so all right. So then tell me, do you have like an end game goal for your channel? Do you want it to be like the place that people go if they want to know if this kind of movie is for them, you know, or something like that, you know, that kind of thing? Because that seems like what you were kind of gearing it towards, at least for a little bit there.
Yeah, that was what I wanted it to be. But at this, like, I've made so many friends, present company included. I like I said, you know, what I do is already kind of fun, like doing stand up and you know, making people laugh and stuff like that. That is always most important to me, is, you know, just getting a rise out of people. Like, you've seen me in groups and other situations. People take things way too seriously. And like, my thing for at least the last couple of years, especially since, you know, my personal tragedy, has been, guys, it could be way worse. Like, let's just have a laugh about stupid shit, like, oh darn, the movie you were hoping was going to be amazing isn't.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do with ourselves? Like, you know, let's just relax, let's have a good time, and realize that, you know, it's all silly. It's all just really silly. And I like, there's no real end goal. Like, I would hate for you know, fame and or not fame, but subscriber count and or a trend in something I'm uploading to dictate my schedule. Drum drums. I love you, Lee. But yeah, like, that's kind of what I'm worried about. I kind of, it's kind of like that garage band that just, like, Kurt Cobain famously killed himself because he didn't want to be that big a deal.
Right.
Like, I don't, you know, it's cool. It's cool that I have a couple people that like me. You know, wear my shirt, that's fine. But, you know, well, you know, I don't need to be Johnny Carson out there. I just want to have a good time.
Well, speaking of that, actually, it's a good segue into my next line of questioning, and I wanted to talk a little bit about your comedy career. So you said you've been doing it for about 15 years?
On and off.
On and off?
The first time I ever took stage was in the 20th century, believe it or not. Yeah, 1999 is when I first started doing it. I did it for a couple years, and then stopped briefly in '09. I had a car accident, so that kind of took me off the shelf for a little bit. Then restarted in 2012, and then 2014 was when I had that personal tragedy, and then only restarted again late last year, 2017. So do the math, because I can't. 9 plus 3, 12, 13 years.
So what is your this might be a hard question to answer.
Ooh.
But is this your life goal? Like, and if so,
yes.
Okay, so in what capacity though? Do you want to be? Let me finish my question, sir. No. Do you want to be Bill Burr? Do you want to be Eddie Murphy? Or do you want to be Jim Carrey? Do you want to be someone that is focused on the stand-up comedy and podcast scene, someone that sort of straddles both, or someone that started there and transitions fully into movies, kind of thing?
You know what? I've never thought of, like, splitting like that. Like, the whole Bill Burr is incredible. The whole half and half deal. Like, I'm a working comic. You've never heard of me, but that doesn't mean I don't get paid. That you know, like, I'm the equivalent. Like, I think you and I were the ones that had this talk and the analogy. There's people out there that are really good at accounting, and, you know, they run a firm or whatever, but they have a bunch of people under them that can make a living and do their thing at the office. I'm that version of a stand-up comic. You'll go to some random show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and you're going to see, you know, Johnny Puppets, but I'm the guy you see before Johnny Puppets, and whether or not you like me or whatever, I'm the segue into him, and I'm getting paid. So to live off of making people laugh is more than enough for me. But obviously, I'd be stupid to say, yeah, you know what, I don't want to succeed too much in comedy. Like it. If it could stem, if one thing could feed the other, then that'd be good. But I like I said, I'd hate to have something dictate what I'm doing, whatever my lifestyle is. I mean, I've had to, with the recent scourge in just oversensitivity in everything. They've gotten really hard on on comedians in clubs, especially in some parts of the country where, there's hot lists of words in a club that you can't say, this word, that word, that word. And if you're set, if you're, working on a bit for 2 years and you're basing it around something like a word or a topic, it's hard to go in there and say, okay, well, let me just trim that 4 minutes out of my set and try to figure out what to do from there. It's a shame because comedy, if not it was one of the first things that really broke down barriers with language. Lenny Bruce famously got arrested numerous times for just cursing. We're supposed to be the cockeyed sideways glance at what's going on in civilization, and it's getting, if anything, it's ironic that we're not supposed to be saying certain things right now. And it's just like, America, world, you're a little full of yourself with some of these words. Let's have a laugh about it. It's not too serious.
Yeah, no, that's true. Now regarding the comedy stuff now, I know you said you're not super active right now, but does that mean you take a break from writing, or are you still kind of writing every day?
No, I still write. There's still stuff out there that, like, it's semi frustrating because there's stuff like, I have one of my better bits is a bit I do on porn and porn and the porn awards, and it's just been expanding. I've been writing and adding to it. Like, at this stage, I think I could do just a 15-minute, quick set on the aspects of porn alone. And I've been writing, adding to that for the last couple of months since I've been out of commission. So it's the difference between writing and performing is writing. Sometimes those ideas aren't good. So, like, you have to learn the hard way what is, what works, what doesn't, what needs to be trimmed. It's quite interesting. I don't stop writing, but whether or not I can execute and trim it is where I'm kind of stuck right now. But I'm always writing.
So let's shift gears a little bit, and I wanted to know what tends to draw you to all the different horror channels that I see you pop up on.
Oh, it goes back to what I was talking about with the horror needs a hero thing. I love horror. I'm not that like that. Another reason why I don't call myself a horror channel. I'm not that deep into the horror stuff. Like some of these deeper cuts, some of these, non-mainstream, I guess is the best way to put it. There's some stuff out there that, I need a story. I need a certain element. I mean, if you're watching a horror, your suspension of disbelief is already kind of firmly planted in there. But if you can't get me to live in your world for an hour and a half, I tend to, let me just go watch TV for an hour. So like, I love horror, but I'm not like, I'm not a bigger guy about it. I'm not out there trying to tell everybody my love. I mean, my walls are pretty bare. I don't have any Jason masks and, and Friday the 13th paraphernalia all over the place. So like, I'm a fan. I'm just not, I'm a movie fan. But if you asked me, on a buzzer, what's your most, what do you go to most, horrors up there?
Okay. Now, well then, to that end, normally, and this is what I meant by switching the order around a little bit, normally what we talk about is anyone that is on the show like solo for the first time will try and do their horror history. So let me get a little bit of that from you. So to your recollection, what is the first experience you had with the horror genre?
Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter.
Okay, give me the circumstance. How did it happen?
I was not supposed to be watching it. My mother's brothers, my mom had me at 18, so she's the oldest of a bunch of brothers. And they're pretty close to me in age, so they're more like older brothers to me, but they're they are my uncles. They were watching Friday the 13th Part 4 on HBO one night, and my mom wasn't around. And I walked in. I think it had to be a nude scene, and that was the thing where I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?" Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, you better run away because Jason's gonna get you." And I'm like, "Oh, well, who's this Jason?
Worth it.
Let me sit down and find out." And that was it. I was hooked from there.
So is Jason your favorite slasher then? That's usually what follows.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like if I really went deep into my brain and had a therapy session about it, I think it's mostly tied to that you know, that bit of nostalgia that he was my first. So
So how did the taste evolve from there? What were your horror experiences beyond that?
Oh, dude, I'm a kid of the '80s, so blockbuster trips were dominated
Yes,
by
bitch.
what does this cover look like. I can't tell you how many times I'd pass a VHS cover, and my mom was pretty cool. She bought me when Jason Lives came out on VHS. She bought it for me. I was, I think, 7, and that's young for for Jason Lives. But you know, I got it. I turned out okay, I think. So the one that she would never let me get because of the cover was, oh, why is it slipping my mind now? The infamous cover with what's her face with her ass hanging out of the back. Oh, I know what movie it is. I'm going completely senile here. Help me out. It's a scantily clad girl with her back.
Which series again?
No, it's not a series. It's a horror movie.
I Spit on Your Grave?
I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah,
That's it.
of course.
That was yeah. I don't know why the title just slipped. I'm just thinking girl's ass.
Yeah,
girl's ass.
yeah, girl's ass, scantily clad back. Yeah, I Spit on Your Grave. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So like, and it was always at the end of the aisle too. Oddly enough, in Blockbuster, and I'm like, I need to know what's going on with that, because is she the killer? Is she about to get killed? But I guess my mom heard about
Little McCollum B.
Yeah. So I think my mom knew about it, and just that was one of the ones on the veto list. Faces of Death I couldn't see for some time, but you know, a shopping mall just
Oh God.
I can't tell you how many times.
Terrible.
It was terrible. But when you're 8, man, it's
it's
cool.
wondrous. It's wondrous.
Yeah. Naked people for no reason in a mall after hours, and there's robots, and just sure.
Yeah, you just made me realize I want to do an entire stream about video stores.
Yes.
Because, dude, that would be an outstanding topic for us to all to talk about just for a couple of hours.
Dude, absolutely. Because, like, I hate being like that old guy that's like, you kids don't know how you got it today.
No, fuck that, though. Like, it's too easy now. Like, going to the video store was the ritual. You know
right.
What I mean?
That's what I was saying. Like, you know, now you can just go on VOD or on demand or whatever, and just like cycle through shit. At least there it was just like, you know what? Let the covers decide. Let me.
Yeah.
Like you
cover
went in
art
there.
mattered way more back then.
Right. You didn't have a set agenda. You didn't have a purpose. You're like, I need to watch something scary. Let's spin the wheel of cover art. And it usually, you know, sometimes you'd miss. Sometimes you'd get the shitty movie.
And sometimes it would determine your next 6 weeks worth of rentals.
Yes.
Because you'd watch part 1 and suddenly you're like, holy shit, I have 10 more movies I need to watch over the course of the next few weeks.
Bingo.
And like, dude, I'm telling you, Video Update and Hollywood Video besides Blockbuster were for me. My very first job ever was at a place called Galaxy Video when I was 16.
Oh.
I worked there for a year and a half, and then they closed and Blockbuster took over their spot. And so I worked for Blockbuster from like 17 until like 18 or 19. So like, I know from video stores, dude, I was at Blockbuster when Titanic came out, and like it was the first ever midnight launch for a video release. And it was not only that, but it was that dual video set. Anyway, way off track. So we gotta do it.
Second tape was the better half.
Exactly, pretty much. Yeah, you could have just tossed the first tape out. But okay, so getting back to it, your tastes evolved over the years by just some of the things you mentioned. Now, what did that mean as far as subgenre tastes go? Because I always do this with people I have on. I want to go through the subgenres with you and let me know your overall thoughts on each of the horror subgenres. Okay? So we'll start easy. We'll start with slasher, obviously, because it seems to be a favorite.
I was born in slasher. Slashers, yeah.
I was born into the slashers.
Nobody cared about me till I watched the slashers. So I do hold it to a higher regard, though. So as much as I love slashers every now and again, like, you better bring it, or else I'm just, I'm going to be a little bit harder on the slasher genre than I would, say, a supernatural film or a found footage film. It's number one for me. It's what I love the most, but also at the same time, I'm a bit harder on it than I would be something else.
Perhaps he's wondering why you'd hack him up with a machete before throwing him out of a plane. Yeah, so Slasher's number one. Okay, fair enough. Let's move on to torture porn. Thoughts on torture porn?
Oh, man, Saw was really good. Like,
Hostel?
Hostel's really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Martyrs, fucking, if torture porn was Martyrs, like if every torture porn movie was like Martyrs, that could be up there for me.
Dude, a Serbian film is up there for me after watching it. It's a really good fucking movie. It's not exactly torture porn. Dude, we really liked it. Believe it or not, we really actually liked it as a movie. Yes, it dealt with a lot of taboo subjects, but it was an outstandingly made movie, we thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's well made, absolutely. So yeah, I'm watching it again next week, so I'll get back to you on that. But it's a little serious about what it's going for. There's some stuff in there that it's.
See, we didn't watch the uber crazy version where it gets super in depth in that one scene. All we got was like the over the shoulder shot of that scene, and so the movie was fine for us.
Okay, that might explain it.
Apparently there's a way more graphic version of that scene, and if I had seen that, yes, it definitely would have detracted on my enjoyment. But
yeah,
what I saw was a really solid movie that just dealt with really taboo issues.
Yeah, see, like gore, I'm not that. Oddly enough, I'm not that offended by oh cool, because
that's kind of another subgenre, carnage candy. We can get to that.
Yeah, like a part of it is I've made movies, none successfully, but I know what it takes to make something look like that, and it's just like, all right, there's 8 guys sitting around while this guy's pumping corn syrup out of his stomach.
Yeah.
right. So it's just like, all right, it's the sex stuff. It's like there's that rape scene in Irreversible. That's hard for me to get through, because it's just an uncomfortable scene, and putting yourself in the filmmaker mind, you're just sitting there watching two people mime a rape, and it's just that's got to be less comfortable.
I don't like that either, dude. The I Spit on Your Grave movies, the Last House on the Left movies, I don't like that because the rape scenes are like so intense, and I know that, hey, this is what they have to go through. It should be like rawly presented, and okay, I get it. But hey, there you go. That's one of my lines. I don't like seeing that shit. I don't like it. I was raised too chivalrous to even be able to watch it sort of in that kind of way.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so let's move on to creature movies. My favorite subgenre.
They're good. I don't. I don't run to them. I forgot what I saw a couple of days ago that had a
Quiet Place.
What was that?
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place counts as a creature film for you?
Would it not? What are they?
Yeah, all right, fair enough. So yeah, it depends. By that logic, they're kind of all over the place for me. I guess it depends on the movies. The best way to answer that.
From A Quiet Place to The Thing, I think creature movies can be, anything and everything that is non-human. Sometimes humanoid. I would say Alien and Predator are creature movies.
Wow. Okay, we're getting vast here. Okay.
Yeah. But I would not say vampires or werewolves are creature movies. You see
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking classic Universal. I was thinking King Kong.
Even Creature from the Black Lagoon, I'll give you that one. But no, everyone else, that King Kong's just a big monkey.
Okay.
No. Creatures to me are something that is either drastically different but humanoid or completely non-humanoid. So you have, like I said, Alien, Predator, you have A Quiet Place, you have Cloverfield, you have Outlander is one of my absolute favorite creature movies. There's ones out there that you don't even think of as creature movies. In the Mouth of Madness, I would call that a creature movie. Because there's a whole shit ton of creatures that come bursting loose at the end of the movie to come and end the world.
So does Annihilation count as a creature
I would say
movie?
So, yes. Although I don't like the rainbow spandex creature that it ended up being. I did think it was a good creature movie. That fucking that bear skeleton that fucking screamed like their friend, that is an outstanding example of what a creature can be.
Yeah,
Even
that's
though it
awesome.
was just an altered bear, that was a gene spliced bear, which thus creature. Like,
Yeah, you
so,
know what?
yeah.
And you needed, like, for people who watch that now, that scene is fucking intense in a
So
movie
good.
theater
Oh,
with the
yeah, that's the only
surround
time
sound
I
and
saw
shit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a badass scene in a movie theater.
The sound design in that
Yeah.
scene alone was worth the
Uh-huh.
price of admission on that film.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Just screaming in her face, like
Mm-hmm.
inches away from eating it. Like, oh my god, it's so good. Okay, so you're a fan of creature movies then? You can be. Like, if they
Yo,
run
sure,
the gamut.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now what about true life horror? Like your serial killer type horror? Not slasher, serial
Yeah,
killer.
it depends. We were talking about this a couple of days ago. My Life Dahmer, like those.
My friend
those,
Dahmer?
Oh yeah, what I say? My Life Dahmer.
Yeah.
A little
The
bit
Life of Dahmer.
a little bit of happy juice in me.
Jeffrey Dahmer gets stuck on a raft with a tiger.
But yeah, like it's interesting. It's as long as I can divorce myself from real life and just watch it as a movie, it's one thing. But if there's something about it that like reminds me that there's real life shit, it's a little difficult. But like, I mean, it goes back to what I was talking about with my review for Jeepers Creepers 2. The guy was arrested forever ago, but goddamned if you can't pick up all the gay subtext in every single movie he's made, and it, like, whether or not it's intentional or whatever, like, it just kind of tweaks something in my head, at least, where it's just like, I wonder if he's telling us something here. So it's as long as it doesn't skate too close. I like a dramatized version. I like the fact that Silence of the Lambs is kind of Ed Gein, but it's it's other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those trashy movies from the early 2000s that got pumped out like one after another. There was that Gacy movie, that Dahmer movie, and that Ted Bundy movie. Speaking of VHSs, those got pumped out to video stores like really quick. And I remember thinking the Ted Bundy one was a bit, it was laughably not good, but at the same time it was just like, man, is this really what was going on? Like this is scary.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
It depends. It depends.
Then let's go to ghosts, paranormal stuff.
Perhaps my least favorite of
Really?
the subgenres.
Why is that?
I don't know. See, like I'm a big fan of Star Wars. I like robots and talking stupid dog people in space, but for some reason you tell me a ghost is around, I'm like, come on, really? Well, another thing is, like, I live like 20 minutes away from the Amityville house.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and fucking nothing's happened there.
Have you ever done a
forever.
vlog just going there?
I think I have a video somewhere on my channel, and good luck finding it in the chaos. I drove past it once because they have it fenced off. They have 2. I think they actually have 3 starting in September through Halloween. They have no trespassing signs all over the property. And, dude, at least once a day somebody comes by trying to take pictures and stuff. So you really have to be tricky about it.
Wow.
Luckily, at the time, I was in a car. I was in a higher end car. I was driving a Range Rover. So if you're driving around a little, it's sad to say, it's a high end neighborhood. So if you look like you're supposed to be there, it's not as alarming to them. But yeah, they're pretty annoyed at the fame of the house. And it's
well, they probably knew that before going into it, but
dude, you know what? Like, what I don't understand is the house has been bought and sold 3 or 4 times over the last 5 years. I don't know why somebody just doesn't embrace it and then just open the doors in October and charge $20 a head. All right, you want to take a tour of the fucking Amityville house? $20.
You make so much money doing it.
Yeah, dude, your mortgage would be paid off in 1 season.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. And dude, you could not only that, you could make all kinds of fucking deals. After 1 season, you could make enough money to buy like the house next door and just fucking live in one and run the other one and just live on that for the rest of your life.
Right.
Fucking rent it out to Hollywood, you know, let them do their thing for it, and then rent out spectator seats when Hollywood's doing their thing for it. Like, Jesus, it could be a whole business.
Yeah, when you get to a certain point, you stage something that
fuck yeah, dude, absolutely. You set up fucking air blowers in the walls, and you have like a jar of flies you can release in one room and shit like that.
A loose floorboard or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that wasn't like that yesterday. I don't know what's going on.
You have one of those tricky fucking you know, mirror hologram effects where you show like the pig's eyes, you know, in the window or some shit. Like, God damn it, why not? You know what I mean?
Dude, it's if I had the money, I'd do it.
Me
like,
too.
seriously.
Tell me about it, dude. The ideas that I have for shit that I would do along the horror way if I won the lottery is probably why I haven't won the lottery cosmically.
I mean, like, there's probably a few, but name something more badass than the Amityville Horror House Tour, the actual Amityville House Tour for Halloween. Like you could have your haunted hayride. I'm gonna walk in the house that has all this infamy.
Dude, I would open that for 2 seasons, and keep it open after that in perpetuity. And then after the first 2 seasons, I would, in addition, open the Freddy house, and then I would open the Michael Myers house, and then I would probably be smart and open the Evil Dead cabin as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, and just rent out, just make a whole fucking cabin area where you can rent out actual cabins that aren't far from the actual cabin.
Have it be a destination.
Like a summer camp at Evil Dead, you know?
Sure.
God damn, man. We're so smart. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Found footage. You did mention it earlier. What are your thoughts on found footage?
I understand its place. Thank you, Blair Witch. But at this point, it almost feels like what else is left? If they do things creatively enough, like Never Hike Alone, the Friday the 13th fan film, does a unique blend of found footage, and it kind of converts to just a straight up slasher.
Same with Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Yes. See, I would consider that a slasher. So if you could somehow...
Well, but that's both, though. That's the thing. That rides the line. The first half is found footage.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And then literally, it's so smart. When they put the cameras away in the back of the car, that camera angle pulls up and suddenly you're in the movie. Yeah. Like, it's fucking brilliantly done. And then one other movie that did it so brilliantly is Evidence, from like 2000 and something. It stars the main guy from True Blood, the guy that played Bill, Stephen Moyer. It's so good. So the movie starts off sort of like, do you remember that scene in Swordfish? How Swordfish starts off with the explosion that's frozen in time, and you're like kind of going around. Anyway, it does. Is that
the one where Halle Berry was sunbathing?
Yes, that's the one.
There was other things that happened in that movie?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
It was at the beginning of the movie, a dude with like a ball-bearing vest explodes in the middle of a street, and like it's frozen, and it shows like everything going on as it's exploding. So this thing starts the same way, where it shows this. There's basically a dude with a flamethrower going after a bunch of kids in this kind of like office / construction site. And it starts off sort of in a frozen angle of it, and then it finishes up and it just speeds through it real quick. And then it's Stephen Moyer and the other parts, he's a detective, and other parts of the police force showing up after everything has gone down. And they literally find the footage on the cameras, and they take it back to the police station, and they start going through the footage. And so it's them in the detective room, like looking for clues and putting things together. That's shot like a movie, and then it cuts to the footage that they're watching, which is a found footage movie of the kids getting stalked by the guy with the flamethrower and shit.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
I don't so that's better. Like if it's a tool used in a grander picture, then I quite enjoy it. But like a standalone found footage movie at this point, like Paranormal Activity, like it's guys, what's left? Like
Afflicted. Have you seen Afflicted?
I have not.
Have you heard of Afflicted?
I have not.
So Afflicted, tell me if you think this would be interesting or not.
Okay.
It's two guys that it starts off like they're going to take a backpacking trip across Europe, right? And it's like them planning the trip and stuff like that, just sort of, you know, filming each other back and forth. And like in their first stop, they go clubbing the first night, and one of the guys like kind of hooks up with this girl, and the other guy just hangs out with some other friends that they've made, and like they go to try and wake him up later in the night, and he has been attacked and bitten. And so the rest of the movie is this guy and his friend, but this guy starts turning into a vampire. And so he's turning into a vampire. His friend's trying to find out what's going on, but he's like documenting the whole thing, and suddenly he can do all this cool shit, like jump really far and like all this really cool shit that they did in this found footage format. So that's the thing. I've watched enough of them. And I know Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema Reviews watches a lot of them too. Like there are enough out there that you can find some really good fucking gems that if you sat down and showed people like these 5 found footage movies, they would truly be found footage fans. Like that's how many we've gotten at this point. But yeah, I don't know, I wish more people would give some of these a chance.
It sounds unique. Like there's that superhero movie that it was a found
Chronicle.
footage movie. Yes,
fucking great.
Yes, yeah, brilliant movie. Like if it fits into what you're trying to tell me with the story, like I get it. All right, these kids are documented. Like that makes sense. They're trying to document something. But sometimes it's just like, yeah.
Well, then you have your unfriended. That's, you know, all on the computer.
I think again. I think in the story they're telling us, in the world that we're being shown, it actually works for me. I actually kind of liked Dark Web quite a bit.
Yeah, we talked about it. Like I had my issues with it.
You liked it?
No, I had my issues with it. But,
right.
But I did like the way I said it was accomplishly presented. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it was well presented. It was just boring. I didn't like that it wasn't actually supernatural.
Got the wrong ending then.
Yeah, I did. That's another thing. Like that was another part, a great part of that. So, okay, so I think the final subgenre I'm going to touch on is demons. You know, that's a huge subgenre. There's obviously demons, Night of the Demons, exorcism movies. You know, a joke I didn't get to use for Gory's thing was, you know, why was Emily Rose arrested?
Why?
For possession.
That's terrible.
Yeah, well, you laughed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, demon movies.
Well, what do they say at Jason's birthday?
What?
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Yeah, that's terrible too.
See, and you laughed too. So,
all right. So,
sorry.
So yeah, demon movies, please.
Yeah. Another microcosm of my taste. If it's not too ridiculous and campy and stuff. I mean, shit. Hereditary technically is a demon movie, right?
True. Yeah. I'll give you
that. Like, yeah, I'm down with a lot of it.
The Conjuring is both a demon and a ghost movie.
Oh, I do like The Conjuring. I never thought of it as a demon. Yeah,
it's a demon that possesses her at the end.
Yeah, yeah. So I do like it. It's one of those things that I need to see something. Like I won't go into a possession, a demon movie blind. I need to have some sort of trailer or like a slasher. If you said you know there's a new slasher, I'll walk right into it blind.
Okay.
Stuff like demon movies and possession movies, I need to see a little something.
Man, like, you got to read my script at some point as much as you like slashers.
Okay.
You're really gonna dig it, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, so okay, fair enough. Not your favorite, fair enough. So let's move on to. You know, I think I gotta ask you, what is the controversial question? What's your opinion on remakes?
Oh, there's a place for them.
Hell.
I mean, yeah, really.
No, I actually like remakes more than most.
I was just gonna say, like, if you don't have remakes, you don't have John Carpenter's The Thing, and that's a fucking.
You don't have The Blob from the '80s. That's
a Greek tragedy right there, or Fly. Yeah, Scarface in a completely different genre there.
No, absolutely.
There's I mean, that Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake in 2003, I like it more. I like it more than the original.
Plus Jessica Biel. Fun.
Oh my God. Yeah, like her in that movie is sexier than some nude scenes.
Oh my God, for
regular
real.
are.
Absolutely. That fucking white halter top and those jeans, bro. Oh.
Yeah.
Woo.
In hot Texas. Just
And those movies got it right. I actually liked all of those movies, especially the newest one with Alexandra Daddario. Whew. That's where she...
Oh, is that Leatherface? I haven't seen that one.
No, not Leatherface. She was in the beginning, I think. The one with the giant meat grinder.
Was her?
Yeah, dude. The one with the giant meat grinder at the end. That giant meat grinder is awesome, by the way. I was loving that shit. But yeah, dude, that was where we were introduced to Alexandra Daddario. We didn't get to see the rest of her until True Detective, but...
Emphasis on the two D's.
But I actually liked Poltergeist. I liked the Thing sequel that some people call a remake. Like I don't have as big a problem with remakes. Like I got into it on a Facebook thread recently with some friends that were like, they were going off about like, oh my God, they're remaking Pumpkinhead, they're remaking this, they're remaking that. What the fuck is wrong with Hollywood? And I'm like, guys, if it's bad, don't watch it twice. If it's good, you now have another version of the movie you can watch forever. Bingo. Why are you upset about the possibility of one or the other? Like, and it's like, and some people are like, well, they could put money towards new horror movies. And I'm like, bitch, they do. You know, like Hereditary, Get Out. You know, I made a whole list on this thing, and it's like, you know, they do make, yes, they put a lot of money into remakes and sequels because they make a lot of money for Hollywood, but it's not like nowadays, guys, we have a shortage for horror movies that are available to us. For God's sake, the direct-to-VOD, the VOD market alone has some serious gems, and there's so many, you can't watch them all. So seriously, what's the complaint? I don't get it.
So to defend people that have a problem with remakes, I think more of it has to do with studios just being greedy, just saying, all right, we've got this IP, we've got this product, this name. Let's just throw that name out there, and that's the only thing that they're concerned with.
That's I don't think that's being greedy. I think that's being business savvy. You own a property, or cynical. You want to maintain. You want to maintain the property. And yes, the fact that you're willing to just piss away $500,000 on a Hellraiser movie to keep the IP, that sucks. That's not good practice for horror people. But, you know, it is understandable from a business standpoint. They're not thinking of it from a fan standpoint.
They need to hire somebody for what, 60 grand a year? I don't know. That's nothing to them. But like, do some work, find some people that are talented, that give a shit. Vince DeSanti made Never Hike Alone for 50 grand.
Awesome dude. He ended up crashing when he was at Mad Monster this year.
Oh,
a couple
was
months
he?
ago. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he and Renee that directed The Spirit of Haddonfield. Yeah, both of them ended up crashing one night over Mad Monster a couple of months ago.
That's awesome.
They're great guys, dude. I love those guys.
Vince, I could talk to Vince for years.
We were talking to Vince for hours until like 4 in the morning out on our porch. It was dope, dude. It was a good time.
He's a good dude, and he cares about Friday the 13th.
Absolutely.
Give that guy $500,000. I said $500,000, and watch what he does, because he did incredible things with 50,000. Like
give
it's
him
just
$500,000 in the scripts for Bracer, and let me be on set and help him. I'm telling you, read it, dude. Like, and it's my version of Jason, except he's got a visual. He's a dude in a giant metal exoskeleton, essentially. Like, just read how it happens, but it's fucking dope. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked. So let's, you know, we're getting, this is a bit of a long interview, but that's okay. They tend to be. No, it's okay. I enjoy it. So is there anything coming up on your channel that you want the viewers to know about, or is there anything specifically that you think they should keep their eye out for? And I'm not saying anything like big or whatever, but you're like, you know, I'm really having fun with my, you know, weekly box office stuff or whatever, you know, whatever you want.
That's just a pet project. That'll never be a thing more than 10 viewers a week.
Don't say that. You never know that.
I'm just a nerd about.
I like doing it. I mean, I like watching it. I mean, I would like doing it. I like watching it.
I used to work at a movie theater. I used to be head of marketing, so like that stuff was stuff that I needed to keep track of, and because it dictates which theaters. Because if you go to a multiplex, a theater with multiple screens, they're different sizes. So if a movie's doing well on Friday and it's in a smaller house, you've got to start switching shit around, and I had to be the guy who was keeping an eye on that. So like I tried to transfer that into whatever the hell you box office. Show business is the actual name
show
of the
business,
show.
right? Yeah. I trust me. I know your channel, Will.
Will.
No, but sorry, I made myself giggle on that one.
It's fine. That's an ongoing gag. That's how I know if you know me or not. Great stuff, Will. Yep. All right. Good to see you first time here.
So why I think it's your channel that show business episode would fucking
series.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Would be the perfect place to have our Halloween box office debate.
I thoroughly agree. Thoroughly, wholehandedly.
So you need, I mean, that's on you, bro. But
okay.
I am willing to fight to the tooth and claw, and you know I'll be the only one fighting for under 100 million. So it'll be fun for that alone. We're
talking total, right? Not opening weekend?
No, total, yeah, total US.
I don't know, man. All right.
You guys are
nuts.
All right. You guys are nuts.
Yeah.
It's gonna do really good. It might again at the very most.
Lee
it's gonna
alone
limp
is
over
gonna
it.
get it 80 million. You know how many fans?
No, he's not, because he's gonna get to see it for free at an advanced screening.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. Is there anything coming out horror-wise that you are excited to see?
Oh, I just got my screener notification for The Predator.
Ooh. Fuego would suck your dick to come out and watch that with you.
It's just 2 days early. It's the Wednesday before the release date. I don't know if it's blowjob worthy, but I'm pretty fired up. I'm a little nervous, as you know, as somebody who's been to screeners. The later in the week they give you that screening, the less you should be confident in that movie. So
I actually wasn't a huge fan of Predators the first time I watched it, but I just watched it recently, and I'm like, this is fucking good. What was my problem?
I like it better
really
than
liked
two,
it the second time I watched it.
Yeah.
You like it better than two? I could see that. I could see that. It felt super derivative the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, I was really on board for some reason. I was like, this is fun. And I remembered the help me. Like, I remembered that part. I was like,
Danny Trejo,
dude, this is a fucking Danny Trejo, been on our channel.
Hey, you dropped the name there.
I had to do one. Excuse me, let me pick that up real quick. Whoo, my back hurts. Doing it too much. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's going to do it. Any final thoughts for our viewers? Any final attractors to bring them over to the Will I Like It Reviews channel?
There's, like I said, it's chaos. There's kind of something for everybody. Lately, I've been kind of taking the piss out of stuff, having fun with stuff that is a little infamous. I'm trying to figure out what, like that's kind of like the main thing that I'm focusing on right now is the obscure, infamous stuff, and trying to do a review as why somebody would like it, but also at the same time having a bit of fun with it. That's kind of the big deal lately, and just like I really have fun talking to people. So streams of some nature. I have the Final Girl stream where I have a bunch of female YouTubers just.
Are you on that stream? I haven't actually tuned in yet.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm the crazed killer.
What are you, like a tiny window on the side? Like, because you have a full ass roster on that one.
Yeah, and it's getting bigger. We're getting Emma from Spooky Astronauts next week.
Awesome, dude. I love all those creators.
Yeah. You know what? And part of it is like this is. As much as you and I probably give as much shit as anybody else to Killer Flicks, there's a lot more to talk about than Freddie, Michael, and Jason, guys.
Oh my
believe
God.
it or not.
Get the fuck right out of town.
Right, and it's fun to have these intellectual discussions with, because, well, call a spade a spade. Horror movies are targeted towards
well, let's not
young,
get racist about things.
It's targeted towards young teenage straight
black
men.
people. I get it. Yeah. Okay.
So it's interesting to hear horror fans that aren't young white teenage straight men and hear
No, yeah,
like
totally.
what it is about certain films that they're into. It's I don't know. It's fun.
No, I love that, and it's it's kind of a spiritual, like, not that it's just they haven't done it much recently, but Gory over at the Horror Addicts did Ghouls Night Out for a very long time.
That's how I met Emily, actually.
Really?
Yep. I was in the chat, and she was on one of those.
You're Emily?
Yeah, my Emily, the Emily. I met her. Gory has
really.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you never vlogged about this with Emily?
No.
Why not? Never... That'd be a fucking great episode.
Yeah, I think Gory owns the rights to our story.
You need to get her approval to tell your story.
Yeah. Gory, is it okay if we use your name and likeness?
Dude, you absolutely... That's a great fucking story. Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
I try... See, the problem is I try to steer away from that because that'll encourage people. I mean, you should know as much as anybody else. In the horror community, us dudes tend to be a little odd in comments and chats, especially with women. And I don't want to encourage any sort of weirdness, I guess is the best way to put it. I won Emily over.
At the Horror Show don't condone any weirdness.
Right. I won Emily over with humor, not, hey, nice accent. Do you want to talk in private?
Well, that seems directed at Spooky, but okay.
No.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But it does seem like it would be a great story, though, man. I mean, in today's day and age, the people that feel things are so hopeless. And look, we've had some of that. One of our own members has had experience ending up, going out with perhaps more than one person that has come about through the show. So
yeah, I guess my advice to because it's mostly men in this community. My advice would be, don't focus on the looks and pretty stuff. The girls are talking.
Dude, no, straight up, don't focus on them at all. Focus on you. Seriously,
man, I am awesome.
No. Focus on you. Make sure you're as cool a person as you think they are. Right. Because if you're not, then don't expect a huge response.
Yeah, it shouldn't be nice makeup. Did you want a DM? Like you gotta it's not. There's more to it than that. I won Emily over making fun of Steve Buscemi. So, like, you'd be
Jesus,
surprised.
Careful.
You'd
brought his name up, and I got wet in my nethers.
Did you say Steve Buscemi? What's your number?
Stop it! I gotta change my shorts. But all right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for our interview here with Mr. Emily from Will I Like It Reviews. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'll try to get Cody for you so you could actually do the interview next time.
I appreciate. Well, no, I already talked to Cody. I actually thought you were Andrew this time, so
okay.
I think I got to set up something with Mr. Becker next time. So, I think I made it work though. All right, so thank you guys very much for watching. Please, by all means, click the link in the description box down below. I'll put the link for both Emily and her husband down below, so that way you can join up to both of their channels. They're both awesome people. But yeah, again, thank you guys very much for watching. Let us know in the comments down below. Did you enjoy the interview? Are you already a fan of Cee Pee, or are you gonna follow him over there now? Or are you just gonna follow his wife? I recommend that one. But nonetheless, thank you guys very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
And I've been Cee Pee. And stay horror. Oh, I see, I fucked up.
You did. Wait for me to say. And remember, guys, stay scared.
Scared? What the fuck?